Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, tonight we are going to talk about Biden's shiny new toy. He has himself a brand new, bright and shiny new ATF director per today. That's what we're going to break down. That's what we're going to talk about, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think in the comments field below. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, SDI, that made this video possible, and then we're going to dive into every detail, and including something on the end which you might find a little more fascinating. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to repair and upgrade your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at SDI cover armor courses, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, and more. Plus, tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to get an education you can actually use on the job, so what are you waiting for? Check out the link in the description box below, and thank you to SDI for making the videos this week possible. But let's get into this whole ATF director that was just confirmed today. Politico article, again linked. Senate confirms Biden's pick to lead gun regulation agency. Steve Dettelbach will be the second confirmed head of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive in the agency's history. Now, this is not a surprise that he got confirmed, but there's a few things, and I got to talk to you about two RINOs who made a repeat performance after the Senate bipartisan gun control deal that also passed about 3 weeks ago. It's all in here. All right, so here's what happened. The Senate approved Steven Dettelbach's nomination Tuesday to lead the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, making him only the second Senate-confirmed director in the gun regulatory agency's history. Now, he got through with the success of a bureaucratic move, which basically they pulled the nomination from committee because it was deadlocked 50-50, and then they got it to a floor vote. But the only reason that they could get it to a floor vote is because they had the assurances of two Republican senators who were going to vote to confirm. Guess who it is? Susan Collins and the retiring Rob Portman. Weird how both of those people also crossed the aisle and voted for the Senate bipartisan deal on gun control a couple weeks back. They're 2 for 2 this month, aren't they? Let's keep going. In a 48-46 vote, so these two were the deciding factors, Senators Susan Collins of Maine and Rob Portman of Ohio joined Democrats in supporting the former U.S. attorney. So this guy got confirmed, Biden's pick for the ATF, about 4 months before the elections and the midterms, by two RINO Republicans, both of which who voted for the Senate bipartisan deal gleefully. Collins, who is no surprise because she's always been a RINO, and then Rob Portman's on the way out and he's going to retire this year. Doesn't have to worry about re-election, so he can kind of do whatever he wants. Amazing how that worked out, isn't it? But let's keep going because we got to talk about what this guy would have done had the Supreme Court not acted about 2 weeks ago, and that's what I'm going to show you next. Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat, Ohio, said before the vote that confirming a permanent director is, quote, another important step in protecting Americans from violent gun crimes. Dettelbach is President Joe Biden's second nominee for ATF director. You guys knew that because Chipman got shut down. But he got shut down by Manchin, and then he also got shut down by Angus King. But Dettelbach's confirmation became a foregone conclusion in June after Tester and Manchin announced their support, shortly after King, so they had all 50 of those that caucused with the Democrats, followed by the GOP backing from centrist Collins and retiring Portman. Without those two Republicans bouncing off, he would not have been confirmed. It would have been stuck in a stalemate. Again, RINOs let us down. Now, this is where you go into the November response, and then I'm also going to show you what this actually means from a standpoint of what he can do. In November, regardless of your feelings, you've got to activate and get these RINOs out of office. This is a systemic problem. It's been there for about 20 or 30 years, but it is looking to be changing. The only way that happens if you get out and vote, regardless of your doubts, get out and get everyone you know out, just in case some shenanigans. It's your civic ability and privilege to do it, and we're going to do it in spades. But let me show you exactly why this is not as big of a deal as it would have been 3 weeks ago. It's still a big deal. But the Supreme Court of the United States, West Virginia versus the EPA. Now, the reason that this is important, and I bring this up, this ties in directly to the executive overreach that typically happens in bureaucracies like the ATF. For example, if the ATF previously, before 3 weeks ago, wanted to enact a pistol brace ban, or they wanted to enact, an ammunition ban, or something that they floated in the past, they could do it because there was Chevron deference, which meant, well, if there was an interpretation and it could have meant it was okay, then that was okay, and that's now the law and that's a rule that's in the Federal Register. Well, after the Supreme Court curtailed the EPA's ability to interpret rules when they did this little trick with carbon dioxide, It turns out that the EPA is the same as the ATF. It's a bureaucracy. Excuse me. And the ATF is now hamstrung on their ability to do this without it being in violation of the Supreme Court ruling, West Virginia versus the EPA. This is not a good thing by any stretch of the imagination. However, because they have been curtailed about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, this does have an impact and minimizes the damage that Susan Collins and Rob Portman just allowed to the Second Amendment via the ATF. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below. I will see you at the polls in November. I'm going to be saying for the next 4 months because we can do this. And I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.